Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LA Noire. So I finally went to Wikipedia and decided to look up the Black Dahlia case and just get some actual, knowledge on what really happened, whether it was actually even a real case at all. And it turns out that the first lady that we didn't really investigate did happen. It was highly publicized. Lots of people confessed for it. Ooh, Mickey Cohen. Ooh, we got a new thing. This wasn't here before. But this version of the game actually kind of fictionalizes it and merges it with some more with all the cases that we did. There was a lipstick killer around the time, and there is theory he was connected, but all those killings happened in Chicago. So they certainly have taken some very, very artistic license here. It's hardly historic. And as far as it seems, nobody ever really did figure out who the Black Dahlia killer is. And so arguably you might say they didn't take enough artistic license to just say in this universe they were actually caught and put in jail, but it doesn't matter really. We're doing this heroin case. Let's watch this. Also, oddly, just now there's a rumor that LA Noire might come out on VR. So we knew these two. I think we're in the military with Cole, and they're selling the morphine. And the one on the right is getting forced into negotiating with the gangs. And see, this is what I think the game probably should have been the whole time.
We like to choose our ground.
What is that supposed to mean? Huh?
It's something
mafia
Wellington said at
stuff.
Waterloo. The guys who win normally choose where to fight.
We're gonna fight, kid? The two of you versus my boys here? I love the fight game. I went a few rounds myself. You and your friend, he looks tough, but I don't like your chances. Nah.
We don't have to fight, Mr. Cohen. We have you an enfilade.
What the fuck is that? Some kind of steak?
It means my men are in cover, but that they can still shoot you.
If those were my orders, you would all be dead now.
Are you kidding me? This is a $200 coat. You got some balls.
Kelso.
I hope you didn't scratch the paint of my new Lincoln.
These guys are getting out of the dope business, Mr. Cohen. You'll have no more problems from them. The morphine is going to disappear back into the sea.
Hang on. You're getting hasty. There's a lot of dough on offer here.
Thanks for the offer, Mr. Cohen, but we are going to have to politely decline. After today, the morphine is no more.
This isn't the way we normally do business.
I'm aware of that, Mr. Cohen.
Call me Mickey. Are you aware of the risk? Huh?
I'm giving it to you straight, Mr. Cohen. There will be no more morphine. We made a mistake and would like to back out gracefully. If you come after us, we will be forced to come after you.
You've been polite up till now, so don't start making threats.
I don't make threats, Mr. Cohen. I'd like to thank you for your time.
Is that guy your idea of muscle, kid?
There's something you should know about Jack, Mr. Cohen. He killed 6 Japs hand-to-hand with just a bayonet and a K-bar knife. His outfit, the 6 Marines, killed over 100,000 Japs in 3 months in Okinawa, and he was in the thick of it.
Those Japs are little guys, right?
Yes, Mr. Cohen. About your size.
So they're trying to back out. They're trying to stop selling the morphine. Then the question becomes, why am I still finding it as Cole? And that's Mickey Cohen, the heir apparent to Bugsy Seagal, another mobster. And see, it just feels like there should have been more of that. And now we're going to the Polar Bear Ice Company, unless, of course, there's a street crime to do. So the story starts. Really, what should have been a season 2 starts here. Let's see if I can get in these cars. Nope. Cannot drive the Ramas removals. Like, let's look here and see if there is any crimes. Yes, there is. So, trying to
You're behind the wheel.
manage all the street crimes to get them all done, to have something done. On the face of it, if this game did come out on VR, I don't know what they're gonna really, like, I don't know what that really adds to this game without majorly changing other elements.
11K, Roger. Your 415 is at the corner of 7th and Central.
Like, I could see the interview and the questioning and all of that being VR, but most of the stuff that you could turn your head to the left or right to see will just be uninteresting.
Some disturbance. Need to get up there.
It'd just be boring art. Ouch. I don't think he's gonna survive
Go on, get
that.
after him.
Or he's not gonna be happy about it. Now here's a weird case because we don't know
You killed him.
if he was defending himself.
You've attacked me. I can't watch you go around with drunk losers like that anymore, honey. What are you doing up here with him anyway? You deserve better.
He invited me up to. Dudley, I had no idea you felt this way.
So it's a romance, but he's going to jail for assault. I guess he didn't really feel that way.
You! Get back here!
Like, the horrible fight or flight mechanism.
After him, goddammit!
Interesting that he wouldn't just stay in the car and maintain or follow him. I don't think we've
Hit a target that isn't there, Phelps!
seen our partner shoot at anything yet. You know what I missed? I missed this, so I'm gonna come over here and hop in this car. I'm not hitting anything right now, trying to see if I unlock the fire truck.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2, identified.
You want to leave that one to the uniform, that's fine. We got plenty to get on with.
Go on, get after him.
So, yeah, one of the major problems with VR is transporting yourself, and you certainly aren't going to have a good system to transport yourself. Man, that is a slow slide in VR.
After him, goddammit!
Standing and shooting is a system that they've mostly figured out in VR, but running and shooting, not really. Cover-based shooting, not really.
Shot from here, Cole.
You're gonna have to come back to those fire trucks later, I think.
Hit him! Clear this asshole off the road. I'll try for the tires. Keep your foot down.
Darn it. I'm so far from where I should be. Get in front of that train or I'll miss it for sure. Doing a lot of city damage. A lot of driving through gates, which has not been a thing up to this point. People are running all over the place, so who's to say this truck isn't just
steer him off the tar.
Running forward. Well, I guess because it's taking curves, we know somebody's still driving. But It wouldn't be a terrible thought if you were running from the cops to jump out of your car and just leave it running, rolling forward.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
And that seems like that's what I'm supposed to do.
He runs on bare rims.
Of course, no spike strips in today's day and age of the 40s. And I've probably lost him again. I think I just barely caught a glimpse of him when he turned. There he is, way over there. I think he's crashed. Seriously? Who cares if the suspect's killed? He ran, he endangered a lot of people's lives.
Take the call, don't take it. It's up to you, Cole. You've got our case.
He's not interested enough in justice or this girl. See, it seems like a pretty typical mentality to editorialize here and say, well, this guy probably was more focused on the idea of owning this woman than actually caring about the woman. And as soon as his ownership of the woman is superseded by his desire for freedom, he's willing to push her away, quite literally.
Just give me a little closer.
There's a statistic. I don't know if it's actually an achievement for doing a long
Getting
jump.
close. Steer him off the tar. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Where is he? He's over here.
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
The way the camera swings makes it more of a hassle to try and follow him. And let's see, even if I go the direction that I know he went, I think I got lucky.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
And see, this feels like there's really no way to stop these guys before the point.
Let's see how fast he runs on bare rims.
Like, it feels like at one point they were gonna have a system designed around the idea of being able to slow down or stop these guys, but they decided no, that would hurt the chase sequences and make them feel just abruptly ending. So when this guy decides to run into a train, I almost killed him a second time.
You're under arrest, asshole.
Dudley Lynch. I didn't mean for him to fall. I swear to Christ.
So we know this
I just
guy?
wanted to keep him away from Shannon. He was taking advantage of her.
It's out of my hands, Lynch. Claim self-defense and see if Miss Perry will testify on your behalf.
Like, I don't even remember who Dudley Lynch is, though. And we're getting to the point where every single person we've met is going to end up put in jail. If you're going to end up doing that, you might as well turn this game into something like Escape from LA and just turn the entire city into a jail. Alright, here's the problem. I would like to have gone to that fire car, but no way I can find it. Like, no way at all. I would just have to drive all around. And that's not really worth our time. So let's just have them drive and move the story forward.
Can you drive to this one?
For the morphine case, we're going to the Polar Ice Club, which might just be another shootout, and then we'll be done with this case. And move on to the next Vice case. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they
Closed. Has been for years.
mostly focus
How much
around
call for ice anymore
morphine
with all those newfangled refrigerators?
investigations.
Save it for someone who wants to hear it. How many janitors carry a gat?
That's one way of announcing we're here.
Give it up, Finkelstein. Your brother-in-law will get you a good lawyer.
My brother-in-law hates my guts. Come and get me if you want some daylight through that suit of yours.
See, it might as well just be a cutscene when you shoot these people.
Give me some goddamn cover.
Just wait. Ah, he got me. I figured I could outdraw him.
Clear me some space here.
Throw out the guns.
Eyes open. Around here somewhere. I'm wide open here.
Give me some cover.
You see, there's supposed to be somebody else
Give me some
here,
goddamn cover.
but they're not really there. They're somewhere else. Almost took some major damage from that.
Find some cover.
Your move, mister.
Somebody's up there at the top. These shotguns actually kind of work. So there's all kinds of morphine.
Stay down. Take cover, you lunatic. I'm wide open here.
Not even really trying for cover.
Clever asshole. I'm gonna find you.
I don't see where the guys are.
Clear me some space here.
How long do you think you can hold out?
Just gotta get one good shot. Interesting, there's somebody here, but he must be down lower.
Give me some goddamn cover.
Or he must be up higher. Somebody's up
I'm
there,
wide open here.
and he's not happy about being left out. Where is this ladder? Like, he's here. And here's the stairs. Let's see if I pulled out my gun for a cutscene.
They're all dead, Finkelstein. Leave the weapon and put your hands up now.
Put my hands up. Sure. Then what? Cop to peddling the dope? Cut a deal? Ship me off to the queue? Soon as I get locked up, some old friend puts an ice pick above my ear? No thanks.
Only one other way out, shitheel.
So it comes down to this.
Oh man, don't tell me I have to do that whole shooting section again just because of that.
So it comes.
It's interesting, it took him a while to die.
Let's have a look around. Now that we finally got some peace and quiet. I think I've had enough ice for one day. Until the scotch I pour myself as soon as we get out of here.
Glitching out.
3 guesses what's in the box. Open her up, Cole.
See, how do you put this in VR? Because there's only 2 ways to walk around in VR that I know of. You can have a open walk around for the size of a room, which is about a 10 foot by 10 foot room on average in the United States, so not any bigger than half of this platform. Or you can teleport yourself, and you can constantly teleport yourself. So if they do make an LA Noire VR, they're probably going to have to edit and remove massive amounts of elements of this game, which wouldn't be bad because it's what I've been saying.
At least $100 grand.
Anyways,
So
is that
Finkelstein robbed the ship?
there's things here that
My guess
could
is
be
Lenny took it
edited
off their
out.
hands. This is big. This is gonna make the papers, Phelps. As senior investigator, I'll do the talking.
And take all the credit, sure. And that was the only thing I could find, apparently.
Well, well. Who would have thought that Roy Earl's handpicked new partner would have turned out to be such a great case man? This is a good result, Phelps. As far as we can tell, Lenny the Fink was moving the morphine across the city and as far north as Frisco. This makes the feds very happy, and it makes Mickey Cohen look bad. I won't lie to you, kid. I like the headlines. I like them a lot. You keep this squad in the papers, and we'll get along just fine.
Interesting. So I'm trying to think, how would you melt all this ice? It's in an ice house, so it's not actually going to melt by itself for a very long time. The thing I could imagine you might want to do is barbecue, just like a massive fire. And if you're gonna have a massive fire, might as well do some meat smoking and barbecuing and just try to increase the amount of heat in the place as much as possible. But even that probably wouldn't happen very fast, and then anything you do might taint the evidence. So I don't know. The easiest and likely solution, I would guess, is if they would just hold on to it, just let it melt naturally. Maybe move it out into the sun and try to speed it up, but they might just sit on the cases of ice in the ice house and quarantine the whole place for months and months until it melts. I guess the bigger question is how they got it in there in the first place. I guess they had to have frozen the ice using refrigerators, which is not typically what you do with an ice house. Typically you cut ice from up north, where ice naturally forms on lakes and ponds, and then you ship it, because it was before refrigerators. Anyways, that's just a side thought. 4 stars, case closed, distinguished. We found all the clues and got 5 of the 7 questions right. The death of Lenny Finkelstein should keep the administrative vice in the headlines for now. So, with the newspaper backstory, I guess that means that his friends in the military are now out of the picture, or should be out of the picture, because they've left their life of crime. Reefer Madness is a DLC level, so it's worth remembering that, and this probably won't play too much to the main story.
Freddie needs money to get out of town. Says he's prepared to blow the whistle on a primo reefer distribution ring. Says he
Has
can...
he said how much it's gonna cost?
$50.
And the department will front me the 50?
You can put in an expense claim. He's over at Mike Lyman's on Hollywood Boulevard. See what you can find out.
$50 sure doesn't sound like a lot these days, although arguably $50 is still the price of a AAA video game that's on sale.
Roy's informant is the skittish type.
But you might as well take 50 to mean 500. And frankly, even 500 to leave town seems a little small. So the police station has a nice little thing going on.
$50? Do they think I'm made of money?
It's still...
No, you just look like you're made of money.
Oh, very good. The kid's on form. I'd say on a scale of dull to scintillating, you're a solid tedious today, which you can be pleased with.
So one of the things...
I don't have the same voices in my
Let's
head
see.
as you do, Cole.
Locker room, technical services.
Get an ID.
So this is not the same police station. So we'll look around here just in case we never actually end up in technical services. It looks almost exactly the same, but that's not incredibly surprising. Shooting range. Armory. That would be nice to have a shooting range and an armory.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my staff.
We still have a problem with stairs, though. It's a very slow experience. I don't know if we're going to end up using interrogation rooms in the same way, or if we're going to end up just having all of the interrogation done. The door over here is open. There's interview room 1. This door can be opened. It's clearly not the same location, though. Interview room 2.
I think we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Booking window.
He's good looking for a policeman.
Holding.
Drunk, I'll bet. Or doped up.
Yeah, well, here, let's hop in a car and see if it's a new car. Nope. And we'll hop in this car and see if this is a car. Nope. But of all the luck, it happens to be right next to the fire department.
Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead.
Interesting. I've already apparently unlocked it. I must have unlocked it as I was dying. Here's a trampoline through all the jumpers. Although we've seen several people attempt to jump and they didn't actually bring that out in time. Do we have a case? I wouldn't be surprised if no case is actually unlocked since this is a DLC thing. And not to get into it again, but
you drive.
Since this is called Reefer Madness, I figure it probably is going to heavily focus on African Americans.
Middle of the afternoon, this crazy woman decides to set fire to the hotel she lives in. The fire brigade come and put it out. A couple hours later, she does it again. Phones up Central and says, "I've set fire to my hotel twice today. You better come and get me."
Did they send some uniforms around to get her?
No, that's the best part. The desk sergeant, he gets his share of crank calls, says, "All right, Lady Nero, why don't you come on down here?" An hour later, she shows. Hair still smoking, clothes smoldering, smelling like a brush fire.
Wonder if I triggered that story because I'm in a fire truck. or if that was just gonna happen no matter what. It's been pretty much proven relatively recently that the war on drugs by Nixon in particular was completely made up as an excuse to arrest war protesters of the Vietnam War. And that drug policy has been kept up for decades and decades, and still to this day is being kept up. Marijuana in particular. There's some very obvious and clear reasons to regulate, if not make illegal, the harder drugs. For instance, the morphine that the military was using.
Freddy, you're looking good.
You're gonna help me, right?
That's what I'm here for.
You got the money?
The 20? Sure, right here.
20? I said...
You want the money or the alternative?
Tell us about the reefer, Freddy.
Who's he?
Another good Samaritan. Answer the question.
Brass comes from Tijuana. They bring in 50 pounds a week.
50 pounds? Are you hallucinating, Freddy?
Gets stashed at a house at 1452 North Las Palmas.
Names, Freddy.
The guy at the house is a spick that goes by the name Juan Garcia Cruz. Now be careful. He likes guns. How do I get my money?
Do me a favor, Freddy. Spend the money on a bus ticket. You can't last forever on a snitch jacket.
Let's go visit this Cruz character. 50 pounds of dope. Crazy.
So, I don't know why they go with the insults and roughness. I just feel like since I have this love from watching Dragnet, I feel like they're kind of taking the concept of a show like Dragnet and running it through the mud. And even when I was very young watching reruns of Dragnet, I knew they were censoring themselves, but that I kind of appreciated that. I will just set that as the destination. I was trying to see if maybe that car was new. A new one. I don't think we're heavily likely to do all this. I suppose it's still not as bad as the Dragnet movie, which really just kind of spit on the grave of the TV show.
A hophead like Freddy would raffle his sister for his next score.
That was really awful. And honestly, I will admit I'm not sure that if you tried to redo Dragnet in modern time, it would play right or work. It's kind of like Superman. Like, do you want your Superman to be a pillar of morals, or do you want a Superman who is totally willing to kill people and do all kinds of evil things in the name of his own goals? Oops. These guys are really taking me out. This is a lot harder of a shootout than what we've been doing up to this point. There we go. So you really needed 2 headshots there. Interesting. We got the audio of it being called in.
Move on. Next time I won't be so nice.
And this is interesting because it's a different cutscene.
You guys don't half leave a mess. What happened?
Dope peddler, Juan Cruz. We opened fire and, well, the rest of the story tells itself. Is this a drug or a village in Borneo? Doesn't appear to be in Spanish.
Let's see, we can't even talk to the coroner. It's hard to tell skin tones here. When you look at his hand, Cole's hand, and this guy, it's only a few shades darker, so I'd put him as Latino of some sort, but I don't know what. And if they came back and said he was a white guy, I'd still kind of believe it.
A silver dollar. I thought they took these things out of circulation.
Interesting, he kept evidence. We haven't seen that before. Let's see. Let's see, Hispanic.
Juan Garcia Cruz. This is his address. This place looks like a front.
And there's nothing else in his wallet to see. Everybody has a driver's license on them, even the criminals. You know, honestly, if you're a mobster carrying guns all over the place, having ways to identify yourself, probably not the best move, but I guess maybe it is a good move. Because who knows, you might get pulled over for speeding or something and just get a ticket.
Doesn't anyone eat regular meals anymore? Junkies feeding on popcorn and grasshoppers living on soup.
And Cole's just staring off in the distance as that guy's, as your partner's talking.
Seems irrelevant.
No, well, I wanted to see what was on top of the box, not or anything on the butt of the gun. I'm trying to manipulate this gun so I might see something. There's got to be something here. Look at his head just shaking back and forth. I'm just gonna rotate the controller everywhere. Let's try that again. Like, I don't feel like there's a way to manipulate this. All the way to the left, all the way to the right, all the way up, all the way down, in each of the corners. Just feels like they didn't do something. This place is certainly a mess. Are we still gonna get the investigation music? If we come around here.
Ha! Phelps, you jump like a girl.
He jumped.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And since I've figured out that
Who in the hell keeps a secret stash of soup?
screws.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
One says sugar,
No good to me.
One says flower. Wait a minute. Could I pick up the third one?
Probably nothing.
So there's a decent number of things I could pick up. Got a can opener. Press A to use the can opener. So by canning the marijuana, you might be able to... I don't think you'd really stop sniffer dogs even in the 40s or 50s if they were using them.
I'd say that's pretty good value for 12 cents.
Factory sealed. Someone at the cannery has a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, you're not gonna just easily have the ability to can things. Thank goodness for safety can openers that they've finally invented that don't have the really sharp edges. It probably wasn't a huge deal,
With
but
Juan dead, we need a new suspect, Cole. Is there a pattern to the deliveries?
there's names.
This guy EJ seems to be bringing in most of the serious weight. Dates and times seem pretty regular. We should notify the border crossing.
Those fuckers are probably in on it. Let's wait and see how this plays out.
So they've crossed out things. So our vice guy who's crooked doesn't want to call the border crossing because he thinks they're corrupt. Interesting. And see, we can cheat now and just look at the location we are at and see if we found everything. Little chicken coop. At least this is what it was originally. But can't get in this little garage. Which honestly, that garage is barely going to be big enough to hold a car, so it might only be for storage, really. If that's the case, then why does it have a garage door? Let's see. And see, now we're getting the little ding of things you can pick up, but that don't matter. It's a bunch of reefer inspired art. And there's nothing to click on here. This is just sketches. There's nothing. Maybe there's some kind of achievement because it's DLC.
Nope.
And I can't pick up that newspaper. To have newspapers be collectibles and then turn around and also have newspapers constantly viewable.
Maybe these are the guys keeping Warren so well stocked with soup.
So we found some more evidence in the location. The way everything's broken here, it feels like they potentially murdered the people that were living here before.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Wait, what, you're not gonna take simple notes like the make and the model of the guns? How many bullets were in it? Evidence that might come into use?
Circumstantial.
I don't even know what that is. Is that a cigarette box or? I can't zoom in well enough to see.
I don't think this is any use to us.
It's flat, so it's either like batteries or cigarettes or something small. And we can't look at this body. Let's get in this car.
Crowther says the morphine is still turning up.
Makes sense.
I've got friends working. How about $5 for it?
Interesting conversation starts.
Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead.
It's getting harder and harder to find cars to unlock.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know? That's a cut from the newspaper.
He just refuses to accompany me to church.
That's an interesting phrase, but certainly would be relationship destroying in the 40s and 50s if you're a member of the wrong congregation or simply didn't attend the church at all that somebody you were dating was attending. Alright. Map time. We have low chance of any crimes, and it's certainly a long drag of the controller. I wonder if I brought out the mouse and used that. Yeah, mouse would work a little bit better here. I don't know exactly how they would do it, but I kind of would love if they somehow made this VR. But for every VR game that gets made, I also want a non-VR way to play it, because I'm probably never going to do that. So we've got 2 locations to go to. Which was it? The Soup Comp or the Century Market? Let's go to the Century Market. They're probably not the main place we're supposed to go.
I need to go over the case notes.
Because how did the market have the canning equipment to put the marijuana in it?
Sit tight. Let's take a look at what's going on.
Either these customers are serious soup lovers, or I think we found our middleman.
Car 11 King to KGPL.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
I'm requesting assistance in a B-Wagon at 20th Century Markets, 1558 North Highland. Numerous narcotic suspects. Code 2 only, no sirens.
11K, roger.
Okay. Cavalry should be here any minute.
LAPD, nobody move!
I'll take my chances.
And we've got another chase sequence. Maybe I don't have to shoot this guy. Which way did he go? This way. Let's chase this guy and see where it goes. I could tap A and tackle him now. Just wait till he kicks me in the face and then move up. This is either gonna end up in a brawl or something else. Or him getting stopped again by somebody else. And it ends up in a brawl.
I ain't scared of you.
So you have this whole system that that you don't even get into with the brawling if you tackle a person first. You hit him with the finisher. And as a police officer, I guess I'm chasing the guy in the hopes that he assaults me.
Hand it over.
So that I can get more convictions.
I'd say he's got about half a can left. I guess that makes me a pessimist.
See, I'm getting a bunch of achievements in the top right, or accomplishments.
You can't take me in.
Take you in? Be glad he didn't shoot you. I wouldn't have chased you. If it was up to me, you'd be talking out of a hole in the back of your head.
I want information.
Senor, I would like to help you, but I got a family in Mexico I have to provide for. And my compadres are very unreasonable.
Your compadres? Turn out your pockets.
Didn't he just do that?
I need Ray to run down these silver dollars.
I need to make a deal. I need guarantees.
You have identification? Sanchez Erto, Mexican, Tijuana address.
And this money looks different. This looks like maybe old-fashioned money. So on the DLC, they finally got the right type of money in there.
Here's the deal, Erto. You give me information, and I won't give you to immigration.
Sadly, can't even pause, can I? Oh, I guess you can if you go back here. Sadly, we've gone another 50 minutes or so. We've done 14 of 21 story cases. This is a DLC case, so it won't count. That probably explains why we did some other cases and they didn't count. We probably won't find any landmarks. We probably won't do any street crimes. Probably won't find any film reels. We've hit a saturation point with cars, so I can try to unlock more cars, but there's only about 34 more to go. We're at 59.2%. We found 5 of 13 newspapers, which might be right in line, might be that I missed a bunch of them. Let's see, what's the longest vehicle jump? 74 feet. Highest has been 5 feet. I imagine some side mission will have us do a really big jump. 2 hours spent driving. Wow. Total 35 miles driven. A lot more of brawling and gunfighting that I don't really care about. And then the main one to look at is the amount of time spent playing the game, which is now somehow 16 hours and 38 minutes. That seems off. Maybe it's not off, but it seems off. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.